Hey everyone, Andy from YADlife here. Now I'm about to show you through the assessment process. Now when we were putting the app together, Yaz and I were going like, what would give you the most value? What would give us the most value in order to help you? And what would also be quite different to what most other people would do? And the reality is what makes us quite different is that we spend so much time assessing people. We try to get all that groundwork, all that ground information, and then we collate it and then we create a systematic process. And if you look at our app, that's exactly how it's now formulated. Originally when we started out, it wasn't so much so. So this is really true to who we are. We want to gather your information, your history. That's what this form's all about here, this online form. We're going to get as much information as you're willing to give us. And from that, we can then start working towards creating that end in mind, that goal you've got. Okay, so this is super valuable for everyone. If you skip this, we're guessing more, you'll be guessing more. We think you can go through this yourself. It's completely free to go through it yourself. You can go through it and you might see actually themes start coming up in it. However, if you bring us into the equation and we can now analyze it, even though we're not going to be there with you, we will be able to find out so much information to help guide you on your journey, not just through our app, beyond the app. That's what this is all about. You've come here to get something out of it. We want to give it to you, so we need to understand more about you to start the process. So let's get to it. Let's have a look at what this assessment, this form is, this history-taking form is. And I just think, and we just think this is going to be a great value. So thank you for having a go at this. Thank you for letting us actually into your lives so that we can help you, and really looking forward to the process. Here we are, the YADlife screening questionnaire. Okay, it's going to take you, we said 5 to 10 minutes. It may take you a little bit longer. The more detail, the better. Okay, the more information, the better. Don't feel like you're burdening us. The little insignificant things that a lot of people think are insignificant are actually significant to us. All right, so how to use this. There'll be a video here, which funnily enough is what I'm shooting right now. You're a part of this. Hey, that video you're gonna see later on down, this is how you do your self-assessment. So don't worry about that one, I've just plugged it in there for the sake of this. Now we go down, we get all your general information here, okay? We don't need to go through this too much, how you found out about us, and let's get into this, the big one. Why are you here? Spend time telling us about yourself. It's fine. No one else is going to look at this but Yaz and I. And the reality is we want to know why you've come to this app, why you've come to us for help. That's what we're all about. We love this stuff, and it doesn't matter whether you get the support in other areas of your life or not. We're there to support you. So fill that in, let us know so that we can guide you. We've got the medical background. You know, obviously you don't have to disclose anything you don't want to disclose, but the more you do, the more information we have to work with. All right, so with the medical background, we're looking at medications, all this sort of stuff. We're going through lifestyle habits about drinking, alcohol, smoking, all these sort of things. Don't lie about these things because we can't change stuff. If people lie, then it just doesn't work. It's fine. Everyone's got their things. Everyone comes from different places in life. It's actually okay, and we are not going to judge you, all right? So go through that, surgeries, all these things, major accidents you might have had. Then there's a special area here for the women, okay? And this is very much about the pregnancy stuff, around cycles, things like that. So that one's for the women. General life questions, you know, talk about occupations and hobbies and things like that. They're important for us to know what you do regularly because that might tell us a lot about your body. Okay, how often you exercise, all these things are in there. Rating where you're currently at with your fitness and health and stuff like that. All right, that's all there. Now we get down to these other areas here. This is a really cool feature here, an online feature where you can go in and on my little drawing here, I drew this little man. You can, sorry, it's sexist, it's like this, it's actually like an asexual creature, human, Homo sapiens. So color this in. You can actually just play around with the form up here, and I'm going to do this very poorly, but I'm going to grab red because red's a great one for pain. And if you remember anything, I've broken 43 bones, so this is how I'd colour the man in. All right, but you can actually zoom right in and get more specific on it, on the actual form, okay? So really cool feature there that you can show us where your pain is, where it refers. One of the other things you can do, you can also type on it, okay? You can even tell us things on this. So that's a really cool feature that we're absolutely loving, that you can give us great feedback. It's the same thing we have in person or in clinic, where people are going to actually draw it in front of us.
All right, so let's get rid of that, clear it. So this is all about talking about all your main concerns, your weaknesses, and all these sort of things like that. So just fly through these. We've left plenty of room for you to give as short or as long answer as you would like. Then down here at the bottom of this, if you have access to them and if you want to share them, upload X-ray reports, ultrasounds, MRIs, CTs. These are critical. They give us so much information. Now you don't have to have them. We can actually go on things. We can go on a lot of the other stuff that you give us, but we may end up saying we would suggest in your case an MRI scan might be the way to go. Every country is different. The way Australia does it to the way the US does it, to the way Germany does it, the way China does it, it is all different. So we cannot help you with all that process, but we're hoping that people on the community, in the community of YADlife can actually help support each other and understand more about what happens in each country. All right, so upload as much as you can there. That will help us. Then, this is a cool feature as well, screening images, okay? We want you to upload your images of your body basically, okay? And within that, and we've got a little, I've got the video of myself and Yaz here, and it should pop up here in a second if I enlarge it. The sound's down, but there you go, there's us being idiots, and we go through this whole assessment process and we start showing you, have a look here, if we can just scroll forward, and we're talking about how to take photos on your phone, okay? It's all it has to be is on your phone, and then if you send that information to us, that is so critical for us to understanding about where your posture is, where your structure is, all right? So let's stop that one, but you upload those files there and then we can start going through it. Now here's another one. This is one that if you want to do it, we highly suggest you do, but it's as much for you as it is for us. And this is personality testing. Now, people go, what the hell are you going on about? Why do you want to know this? This is more about you understanding why you may not be achieving those goals. And we go through this in the app. There's quite a bit on videos about it. This is super critical for you understanding where your limitations might be, because we are all different, and yet we can group people within society into certain personality traits. Now we've gone through just 3 main things here. There's the Enneagram, the Myers-Briggs, and the 4 tendencies, and we've got a hyperlink here to the tests. You can go in there, and yes, they will steal your email and they probably will spam you, but it's worth it to understand. And you're going to see that nearly all 3 of these will come up with something very similar. You'll see they'll call it something different. One will give you numbers, one will give you, whether you're a protagonist or whatever, and another one will give you whether you're an obliger or an upholder. However, when you actually read the descriptions, there is a lot of similarities between all of them. It's really worth doing, because this is the way, the more you understand about yourself, the more you know how to then go about changing things that might be limiting where you want to get to, okay? So we think whether you share this with us or not, completely up to you, like anything on this form, but the more you share with us, the more I think we can help you, the more we can support you, because we understand this stuff. Some of the loved ones in your life don't understand it. We understand that when you're an obliger, you give more to others than you give to yourself. So we can guide you through that. So when things get hard, we're there for you. Okay, depending on what part of the app or what you want to do with this, of course, that depends on how much support we can give you. However, let's just say you go for the whole hog premium, you want the support. This is super critical for us to understand. All right, so that's awesome. There you can actually put your answers in. You don't sort of send us anything else. You just get your answers, whack them in here, and let us know. And then from there, we just have that bit of an idea more about you. And then just consent and disclaimer. Disclaimer is really just saying there's only so much that we can do from afar. But when I say that, there is only so much, we're limited, but there is so much we can do as well in guiding you with this form. So go through those pages and we're going to get information on all your medical background, all your hobbies, all this sort of stuff, all your injury update, background, all the where your pain is, the photos of what you look like, and we're going to put a grid on that and find out what how your posture is and how you stand. And when we bring that all back together, you're going to get this return to you, this form, essentially a bit edited, but within it, we're going to give you a whole rundown on what we're seeing, and then what we would suggest you do from a treatment point of view, exercise point of view, and all that sort of stuff based on what your goals are. We think it is going to be of just immense value to you in moving forward. It also is the background that we need to help you go. So in the treatment room, we would do this same sort of process, And then from there, we would do an actual physical assessment. In this case, we're going to be doing an image assessment. And from that physical assessment, we can then create a systematic plan in order to get the results that people come into the treatment room for. This is the best that we can do from afar, and we think it is freaking awesome. All right, so get on board, get it done, utilize our skill set, utilize our knowledge, utilize our support, and let's see if we can do some awesome stuff together. All right, guys, appreciate you being here and looking to change your life and just giving us an opportunity to help you out with it. Thank you.